My next step is to make a template for my hole placement, and I could measure this, but I found that it's easier if I just go ahead and make a template. And so I'm just going to take a piece of paper and fold it. And I've got some wiggle room here, so I'm just going to fold that, make a good crease in here. And I've got this little ruler that I can see through, and I want to do a 1/2 inch in. And so that I'm going to put it my stitching a 1/2 inch in from the edge of the book right here. And so that's the reason I'm going to make this. And then this will also be the template that I'll use for piercing the holes in my signatures. Take this out of the way, and then take my book from the firm part, not where the fabric is, but from the firm part of the book. Make a mark. Trim that to size. Now, again, you can measure this. This is the right width, like that. And I want to measure in 1 inch from each end, and I can use my guide that's here to do that, or you can use a ruler. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way across, make sure this is straight, go all the way across. And so I'm going to do one end and then the other, because we have a little bit of discrepancy here. So one end, 1 inch in from each end. Then I want to fold this in half, and I'm going to open this up first to fold it in half. It'll be easier. And then I want to fold this in half again to the 1 inch mark, to right there. So this will give me 5 stitches, one in the middle here and then one on the ends. Let's open this back out, mark again, so you see that there. And again, we'll use this to mark our signatures also. I'm going to use a Friction to mark this. This will go away with a little bit of heat on it. And actually, I'm not going to even worry about it going away with heat. Now then, I really don't think that I need to do this like this. So in order to make sure that that this is accurate, this is my back one. I'm going to move this to the side, put that one out of the way. I don't need that one. Alright, I've got a piece of foam core, but I'm also on a self-healing cutting mat. To pierce this, I'm going to use a piercing tool, and I think I got this one at the Dollar Tree. And so I want to go into that. I'm onto this foam core, and then so just kind of wiggle it around a little bit to go through, to pierce through there. I can feel it go through. Alright, I'm going to do that with the rest of the holes. This tapers a little bit on the end, so once I have a good hole, then I want to go ahead and go through it a little bit more so that I have a nice opening, not as big as what I would have if I used an ice pick. Make sure I don't poke my fingers, and I support it so that it doesn't bend my book. Alright, I think that one's good. There we go. Now what I want to do next, this is my front, this is the back, and I want to make sure that I have this lined up. And I've got a couple of clips just to be sure. And I could go ahead and transfer marks, or I can just, and I'm going to come to the edge of the table so I'm off of the clips. So let me get my camera adjusted so you can see. There we go. So I want the clips off of the table. And then I'll just go back into these same holes, felt it go through. It's time to get the signatures ready. I printed 40 sheets front and back. They've got a taller part at the top and a little more narrow space at the bottom. And I'm doing 8 signatures, 5 sheets in a signature. So this is easy. You don't have to do this, but this is easier for me. So I like to kind of tap them all together, keep them nice and straight. Then just secure them with a little paper clip, like that. And I've got a bone folder, but you can use like the handle of a knife or something like that. Not something sharp, but something nice and round and that's not going to leave a mark or a stain, a smudge on your papers. So I'm going to use my little bone folder to crease that. And you could trim the edges of your paper, the edges of your pages. I'm not going to, not this time for this. Get rid of the paper clip. And I've got 8 signatures that are already ready. They're here. And this one's still a little puffy, so I'm going to fold that. I'm going to crease that one more time. There we go. And so once I mark these, I want to put them into my book the same order that they're stacked in already. So I'm going to go ahead and put a clip. Make sure that they're straight on the edges. Halfway is 4 1/4. So I've got that lined up there. Go right across. And then I'm going to line my halfway mark. This is my little template. This is the same position as the holes in my cover. I'm going to mark 1, and then I'll go across. And there. But 1 signature. I'm going to use this as like a straight edge. Alright, that's ready for me to pierce the holes in these. After I have pierced the holes in all of my signatures, then I will be ready to assemble my book. I'm going to use a Coptic stitch, and so you'll need to come back to part 3 to see that. Be sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in part 3.